Hey, what's good, people? Whether it's everybody at work, in between class, while you're working out, or sitting on your ass, I want to welcome you to the CharlieGtv Podcast. And we have a hell of a show lined up here for you today. It is April 29th, and it's pretty warm outside, to be honest with you. I got shorts on, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's rolling in, you know what I'm saying? Welcome everybody on YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe. You know, I'm dropping episodes every week and dropping clips like every day. You know what I mean? We're getting into a lot today, you know what I mean? We're talking about what life is like in the college, you know what I mean? What type of dorm room drama might be happening, what type of church drama might happen, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about a whole lot of things, you know what I mean? But before we get into all of that, you know Charles has many headlines. But before we get into that, I have to introduce the lovely guest that we have here today. She's been in the choir for years, grown up in the church. She's an aspiring show host, a great daughter, and a proud Christian. She's a college student and a YouTuber, and she's constantly improving and adding to her skill set. I would like you all to welcome to the show the one and only.
Hey, everybody.
My bad. The one and only Taylor.
Hey, y'all.
Y'all see her social medias over there. Make sure y'all follow her and everything. Go bother her. You know what I mean? Respectfully. But I thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
So happy to be here.
Yeah. Happy to have you. So, we start every show with what we call the Watch This Week. Now, it could be a TV show. It could be a movie. It could be an anime or a YouTube channel or whatever. Or it could be story time if something crazy happened this week. But normally something we recommend to the people for them to watch. So what did you watch this week that you want to recommend to the people?
So I love doing hair and nails and stuff. So I would recommend watching like a lot of hair videos, especially if you're looking to buy a new wig. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I started buying my wig. YouTube University taught me a lot.
Yep.
So, yeah, I just watched a bunch of hair videos. Gaming, I love Corey Kenshin. That's my husband.
Oh my God.
Berleezy, my husband too, but Berleezy's the side husband. Corey Kenshin's the main.
That is funny. All right, so Corky, isn't that like a mobile game?
Corey Kenshin is he's a YouTuber.
He's
but
always a YouTuber. Oh, cool.
he's really big.
Yeah, go watch Corey Kenshin on YouTube. You know what I mean, as well as
Berleezy.
some shows on your hair because I'm sure your hair needs help. You know what I mean? I always wished to God that I was able to braid my own hair, but I can't. You know what I mean? But I wish I was able to. You know what I mean? Because it would save me a lot of time and money as well.
See, I can do other people's hair, but when it comes to my own, yeah, I chopped it off. I'm bald headed. Don't let the wig fool you.
Yeah, you ain't got time for all of that.
No, I ain't got the time, energy, patience.
Yeah, no. I don't blame you. You know what I mean? It is a lot to deal with sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, my watch this week is I'm gonna have to repeat yesterday, so it's gonna be draft day. I'm sorry. Listen, my watch this week. I went down to the draft. You know what I'm saying? And I saw so many. I saw this year a couple celebrities. I did. You know what I mean? And I also saw just tons of crazy people. You know what I mean? Some drunk people. You know what I mean? I saw a sort of band playing live. You know what I mean? I seen a whole lot of characters. I ate some good food. You know what I mean? Out there on the streets. You know what I mean? I was smoking out there. There was people rolling weed a couple times in the crowd, or some people in there. You know, that's always gonna be the case. You know what I mean? So it was a good time. It was a good time out there, and I got in front of a lot of people and did a lot of work. You know what I mean? I think I did somewhere between like 16 and 20 like interviews with people out there between the 2 days. You know what I mean? And that was only my first time doing street interviews was at Hash Bash, and I only got 3 people there. You know what I mean? I was nervous, but there were 3 weed vendors at tables, but still, just 3 people. You know what I mean? And this time with the draft, I was able to do a whole lot more than that, but getting close to 20. You know what I mean? So I hate that thing. I don't know how to turn that thing off. It just be happening.
It's a good job.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it gets my thumbs. I hate it. But anyway, what you call it? So yeah, shout out to the NFL draft. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the views that it helped me get because it really helped me make the end of the month number not look so bad. Because before the draft happened, the number was looking bad, bro. But I'm just going to because the thing is, my goal was 100,000 views again this month. You know what I mean? I did it in February. I did it in March. I had my record. I did 135,000 views in March. You know what I mean? February I did 114,000. So I was looking for another 100,000 this month. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna reach it. You know what I mean? For real. But I'm getting close. And with all the things, considering that all the things I went through this month that were stopping me, like YouTube, once again, didn't return. So YouTube is still at like 1,000 views. You know what I mean? Pinterest is still steady at, well, I don't expect no views on Pinterest. I don't know why I mentioned them. But even though they do give me a date, but Pinterest's been solid. They give me a steady 3,000 views a month. It is what it is. 3,000 views, I'll take it. I don't even do no work to upload to Pinterest. Just a click of a button. So Pinterest, I appreciate you being consistent at least. You know what I mean? And then TikTok bowed out on. Twitter bowed out on me. You know what I'm saying? Because they just decided not to promote analytics anymore. So it's okay. But even with all of that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you on the brand of the segment what I got up to. You know what I mean? But anyway, um, back to the docket. What I have for you today, I wanted to ask you, what was it like for you growing up? Because you tell me you grew up in the church, but like,
Hmm.
what was you like, the deacon's daughter, the pastor's daughter? Like, what was you? I'm like, well,
I'm
like,
a preacher's daughter.
you
My
are?
mom, yeah, my
Oh
mom,
my
she's
god.
a minister.
Oh my
I'm a
god.
PK. Yeah, all the PKs in the house. It was it was interesting. Like I liked it, but I didn't like it. Like I liked it because we would get when we had the little church dinners, we would get our stuff first. I know that sometimes we didn't even have to pay for our food. I know that we were really heavily involved in church, like for youth Sundays. I was the youth coordinator. We did a bunch of, we used to do lock ins. We did other events with districts like around the city of Detroit. So it was really fun growing up. And I was a real innocent kid. Like when I was in sixth grade, I was in sixth grade. I wasn't in sixth grade doing 12th grade things.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but I didn't like it because everybody would be in my business. Like
Oh wow. What do you mean? Like they trying to?
they trying to figure out what boy I'm talking to, what boy I'm dating,
Yeah, yeah,
if I was sleeping with somebody. It was just like,
yeah,
because you know what they say about preachers'
yeah,
kids. They
yeah.
say they always the wildest. So, which
Yeah.
is very true. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
Uh,
Anybody that I met that was a pastor's daughter, preacher's daughter, minister's daughter, or son, oh yeah, they was wild. It was crazy.
are you saying that you are the exception to that rule?
Yes. I used to wild out though. I ain't even gonna lie. I used to, but I'm a changed person. So
What, like in high school,
middle
middle
school,
school,
high school.
high
But when
school?
I say wild out, I don't mean like doing grown things. I don't mean wild out like that. I mean wild out like I used to have real bad anger issues. Like
Okay.
I used to fight people. Like it was to like I literally got kicked out of a church before. Like
Wow.
it was crazy. But I tell everybody I'm a changed person. I gave my life to the Lord, so I am a changed person now.
I respect that. I respect that. So that leads to my next question, which was church drama. You know what I mean? Now, I've never been a part of a congregation or part of like a church on any sort of like weekly. But when I went to visit my father, sometimes in the Cayman Islands, we went to church there. I was once at a like a church summer camp type thing. You know what I mean? For like one summer.
Yeah.
I think when I was really, really young, I went to Bible school when I was really, really young. But that was only for like a little while. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I did grow up religious over in the household, overall. But I was never a part of like a church community long enough to hear about the church drama, to know about the church. To be like, I've only heard about
I'll
it on like
tell.
proximity or like some other people, like you know what I mean, or like a
Mhm.
TV show. But what kind of drama really does go down in the church?
Every single
It's a
kind
Tyler
of
Perry
drama
movie.
you can think. Anything you can think about, it happened in the church.
It's a
Like
Tubi movie.
I, worse than that. Like I tell everybody, my school tea doesn't even compare to the church tea that I had every
Uh-huh.
week. Like, and I'm grown. I'm 22. I was born and raised in the church that I currently still go to this day, and I'm still learning new things.
Oh my
And I'm
god.
sitting here like, what? Like, what?
The church
So
TV serious.
yeah, I tell everybody, you want to know what's tea? Go to church. I grew up in a Baptist church,
Yeah.
Black Baptist at that. So
Hmm.
it was a lot of drama. It was
Yeah.
like relationship drama, pastors, kids drama,
Hmm.
minister drama, boy drama. Like it was just like anything you could think of. But I love my church. We really, well, no, they really like changed a lot.
Hmm.
So I can get with it now.
Yeah.
But before, they used to be a mess.
There's it was a mess going on in there.
It was.
Oh my god. I'm always suspicious of like something about that like I don't know. I know churches do a lot of good for the community. I understand that, but I also feel like they are not doing as much as they could, or like there's a lot of there's a lot of space for like fraudulent activity to a degree. You know what I mean? Like how many times have we all heard of the
Mhm.
pastor running away with the Benz and shit like that, and this and the, and the church never gets that air conditioning needed. You know what I mean? Like when they did the fund with this that. We've all heard of
Yeah.
some misappropriation of church funds for some thing. I remember one pastor straight up was asking his congregation for a private jet one time.
Okay, to see
You
that's
know what I
crazy.
mean? Like
I
dead
can't
ass.
I
Like you know what
can't
I'm saying?
I can't talk about other churches. I can talk about my pastor. My pastor is a good man, human, father, and pastor. So
Okay.
I can't speak on other churches, but I can honestly say
Yeah.
my pastor is a real man of God. Like he do this for real, not for fake. And
Mhm.
I think that Christianity back in the day is completely different than like how it is now. And I do feel like churches can do more, but I also think some churches are scared of doing more. And like with my church, we ain't scared. We had this one program, it was called Church Without Walls, and we went to the park that's like right across the street from the church, and we had church outside. We would
Yeah.
knock on people's doors around the neighborhood. And my church is in the hood. Like in the hood. So they would knock on people's doors, pass out flyers. I remember doing that. We've also fed the homeless.
I like that.
Like we really do outreach. Now, how we slacked off, yes, because COVID came and
That stopped a lot of COVID. Yeah.
it changed the world literally.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of churches are trying to like get back
Get
into
back.
the
Yeah.
swing of things with being careful because I mean the world is also crazy nowadays. So
The world is crazy, and you know something. I wanted to. There's actually a lady that runs a church outside of this in this building twice a month that I wanted to have this conversation with. And I still plan to because I'm waiting for her to respond to me. We had talked in person, we met, whatever. But I've noticed. I don't know if they've. It's more stronger happening in the UK, but it's also happening here in America where Christianity is losing members,
yep,
and Christianity and they're losing it to the Muslims specifically. I'm gonna tell you exactly where they're going
yep.
because there are more mosques being built in the UK than churches right now. And then I mean, and I'm telling you, I have friends of my own. My own brother is converting to Muslim. You know what I mean? Now it's not for the reasons why I'm suggesting, but at the same time, in my opinion, even though I grew up, I probably would identify as a Christian now, I guess, but I feel like my spirituality through personal journey and search have like grown beyond what the original framework that was given to me about Christianity. You know what I mean? So
I agree with
I
that.
still probably look at God through the Christian lens because that's just the framework that was given to me. But my idea of God is beyond what the Bible describes. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
um, but that being said, I feel like Christianity has been corrupted on the mainstream by capitalism
A
because
1000%.
you have the money dollar of people that were at one point were maybe not as accepted by the Christian community based on scripture. You know what I mean? And because of the monetary backlash that a company or a church or entities receive for sticking to any of these beliefs, there are Christian organizations and Christian companies and things that have totally, you know, change like the Pope saying anyone can get married, literally so many things of Christianity that were like some seen one way have been completely just reinterpreted. You know what I mean? And just like everything's okay now, kind of. You know what I mean? Like kind of like
So
so.
what I tell people is I feel like there are different kinds of Christians. Like I feel like there are the
Like the Bible ain't changed, but go ahead.
I feel like there are the extremists. I feel like they're just like regular Christians out here. I feel like there are lukewarm Christians out here, and I feel like there are like baby step Christians. I place people in different categories because it's just like me. I'm a Christian. But I tell everybody I'm a Christian, but I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them smack you with the Bible type of Christians. Like there are anytime I tell somebody a Christian is I'm a Christian, it's funny to me because the very first question I get is, what do you think about the LGBTQ plus community?
I was trying to do my best to dance around it without
I was literally having a
directly. You
conversation
see, I
about
was
it
trying to. You see
yesterday.
what I was getting? I was trying not to just because I ain't trying to beef directly with the alphabet boys. Listen, I ain't trying to get at y'all, but at the same time, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Yeah, so like I get that question and I get what are your thoughts about abortions? Like those are the two first questions that come to people's minds when I tell them I'm a Christian. And when I tell them my personal thoughts, they're like, "Oh." And it's like, "Yeah, like I am not Christ himself. I'm Taylor.
Okay.
I'm Christ-like, but I'm Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm not no.
Yeah.
But since you asked, I feel like a lot of extremist Christians feel like, oh, being gay is an abomination to the world. And even though the Bible says that, you got pastors cheating on their wives, you got people sleeping and having sex with each other in the church, you got pedophiles in the church. Like there are bigger issues in the church, but you're worried about somebody's sexual preference, which really ain't got nothing to do with you. Like I mind my business. Y'all ain't sleeping with you. I ain't dating you, so it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I'm literally allies with people of the LGBTQ plus center at my college. So for me, I'm not a judgmental person because at the end of the day, the only person that really has a right to judge people are God. I'm not about to be sending people to heaven or hell, so it ain't got nothing to do with me.
I understand that.
And as far as like abortion, I tell people I ain't pro life or pro choice. I'm pro minding my business because that's what I am. Because it's just like you never know anybody's situation.
That's true.
So you don't know if that pregnancy was consensual. You don't know if she's actually if it's healthy for her to give birth. Like you just or even just be pregnant. So it's kind of like you just don't know anybody's situation. So what are you talking about their situation for? What are you judging for?
I understand.
So
I understand.
yeah, you could have asked me that. You could have asked me that straight up. I get asked that question like all the time.
Yeah, I that's interesting. See, like the thing is, I didn't even think about the abortion one. I wasn't even thinking about that, to be honest. The abortion one is like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. You know
Let
what I
me
mean?
tell you because we have a district, we call it a district, and we used to collab with different churches and do like different events and stuff. And one of the churches, I ain't gonna say their name because ain't nobody finna sue me. But the church, they literally went to Planned Parenthood and they were protesting at the abortion center.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was wrong.
Yeah.
They took us on a field trip to watch a movie. Now, mind you, I think I was in high school. I was in high school. Mind you, I'm thinking, oh, the church is taking us on a little mini trip. It's
little
paid
field
for.
trip,
Oh, I'm thinking we going to see Kung Fu Panda, Despicable Me,
Yeah.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Like I'm thinking we watching something childish.
Classics.
They like my top favorite movies.
Yeah.
We in here watching a movie about abortion. So I'm sitting here like, what?
This ain't it.
This not
This
it.
ain't it.
But then when somebody said they disagree with it, all of a sudden, oh, you're not a real Christian. I've heard from multiple people because I'm not homophobic. All of a sudden, I'm not a real Christian. What?
I understand that.
That's crazy. I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. But the thing is, like, we all have, in my opinion, the same way how you gave Christians different roles earlier.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I believe we all have different roles within Christianity as well. Not everyone is a warrior Christian because God's warrior. You understand what I'm saying? Where
Mhm.
like they feel see, it's one of the things that I think that Martin Luther King, he graduated in high school, like 16, 17. He was a smart kid. He went to college. If Martin Luther King wanted to only worry about Martin Luther King would have been an affluent African American man doing perfectly fine and well, would have most likely lived into his later years and had a majority happy life. All right. But he was infected with this disease of giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Um,
I
and
thought you was about to say like a real disease for
yeah,
a second, and I'm like, wait, I ain't learned that in high
yeah,
school.
yeah.
Continue.
He was infected with this disease called giving a fuck. You know what I mean? And he felt this innate duty to his society, to his people, you know what I mean, to fight evil, to speak his conscience, how he felt it, to oppose evil and to fight back against it and to change, make positive change. And that led to his death. You know, I understand that. You know what I mean? Because it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something I think about today when I think about opposing evil. Because I'm a crazy person and I understand I'm a crazy person. The reason why I'm a crazy person is because I plan to oppose evil in a way that it's like to challenge the establishment, to challenge those that want to control over us, to challenge the people that want the worst for humanity. You know what I mean? But the thing is this: there's no when you saying to yourself, "All right, I want to be a good person. I want to be a loud good person. I want to stand on good principles. I want to oppose evil." You know what you're saying, right? You're saying you want to fight evil. That's why Mandela or Abraham Lincoln or just JFK, you just any person you could think of that tried to fight for the people, they died. They got killed. Why? Because you're fighting evil. You know you're fighting evil, right? Which means that evil doesn't have the same playbook. It doesn't have the same rules as you. It can do whatever it wants to do to win the because it's evil. While where you have moral thing, you can only do so much in your battle because you're still trying to be good at the end of the day, even though you're opposing evil. You know what I mean? So it's like Tucker Carlson that said this in the thing. He was like, if a president is going to try to change America for the better or try to make it big, he has to be willing to die because that's what it takes. You know what I mean? Because everyone else has tried to change America for the better, got killed. So, but that was to invoke fear to say, hey, you better just care about yourself. You better do what every other black person does and get money and run off and go and worry about themselves and don't try to actually stand up for the people. Actually try to, because then you'll actually get killed. You know what I mean? He's like, so,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, so do you just allow evil to win because that's the easier road? You know what I mean? Like, but so that's why I'm crazy because no one is willing to put society or their people or things above their own individual happiness and freedom. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, but that's what the people we admire most in history did. You know what I mean? It wasn't about their personal happiness, their personal. You know, it was about a bigger cause, living for something bigger than them, and that's what God is in general, right? Praising something bigger than you to a higher power, to something more than yourself. So, to me, it's the most godly thing you can do to put yourself in harm's way for the greater good, for God. You know what I mean? To speak God's truth and to really put you think God got your back until God's the only one that might have your back because you say because you're saying some wild shit because you're saying something to be like, hey man, you know, but it happens. You know what I mean? It happens. You know what I mean? So, but not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone wants to do that. And even me right now, I thought about this. I was like, yeah, I'm not a millionaire yet, but and sure I'm willing to be risky, be a revolution, whatever. Yeah, but is the millionaire version of me going to be just as willing? You know what I mean? Like, oh look, now you a millionaire. Now you got a nice car, you got a
Mhm.
nice crib, nice clothes, everything laid out, and now you got to risk your life.
Maybe a wife and
Yeah, yeah, got a wife and kids.
family.
I could wish for that. See, today in today's category, I don't want to get into how I feel about today's dating world, man.
Nah.
I don't want to get into this because I feel like I have a better. I'm just trying to. At this point, I feel like wives are really hard to find in modern society. The type of wife that I want to be. So I'm
So what
just.
kind of wife you want?
Hmm?
Huh? What kind of wife you want?
I want a woman that wants to be a great mother and wants to be a great wife. I
Mm.
want a woman that,
What's a great wife?
huh?
What's a great wife?
Um,
Well, your definition of a great wife.
see, once again, I'm a crazy guy. I'm kind of weird, right? Because my thing is this: there's a reason why alimony was invented. You know what I mean? There's a reason why. It's because you were taking care of this woman, and now you broke up with her, and now she has to. You have to give her a little bit for her to be able to take care of herself. Because the thing is, fear. Like, if you ask a woman in 2024, listen, I make enough money. I need you to just raise my kids, take care of the house, and take it. Like, oh God, what do you mean? Like, so number one, they have fear that you're gonna leave them for a younger girl. They have fear that they're not gonna be able to make money for themselves. Right? All the fear keeps them having to have their own individual money, their own individual thing, their own individual. And I understand that. So it's like I gotta guard against that fear of me leaving. Right? So I'm like, all right, so I'll set up some investments for you. I'll set up a property in your own name. I'll set up it so it's just yours. You know what I mean? It's just you. So even if I run away into the night, you still have a house. You're still selling. You're still Gucci because you spent your time dedicating into the family, to the man. You didn't. You don't now fall into squalor because I want to run away. You know what I mean? I understand. That's the reason why they had it because men could be irresponsible like that. You know what I mean? So I understand
Hmm.
why they created that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I push myself so hard. I fight so hard every time I step out the door, in my mind, I'm stepping onto a battlefield. You know what I mean? I'm fighting for my pod. I'm fighting this job. I'm fighting that job. I'm fighting myself to stay on board. I'm fighting I'm trying to keep everything together. So when I come home, I'm not trying to fight about nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to fight for dominance. I'm not trying to. I need shit to be in order. I need people to understand what the mission is about when I get home. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to. If you don't understand what I'm doing, you don't understand the mission. You ain't on the team. Yes, fine. The door's that way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be here trying to convince you every day or trying to chase you every day or try to like. Do you not understand what I'm trying? That's why they had the thing. That's like I'm trying to build a kingdom here. I'm trying to build a thing, and you people, girl, worry about where my dick is at. And who girl you talking to? Is it? What is it? We had her on the podcast. What is it? Like, listen, I'm gonna talk to girls. I have to. It's part of the job. I'm gonna talk to everybody. Talk to people. All right.
You wanna know what's crazy though? The girls I've met is like the complete opposite. Like the type of woman you're describing is the type of women I meet,
Yeah.
and they the type of women I'm not friends with.
What
Like,
you mean? Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds so shady. But let me explain. Like for me, I grew up in a single household. Like, my parents were married. My mama wasn't no hoe. All five of us got the same mama, same daddy.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up in a single household with a
Single
black
mother.
mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Single I don't know. I say single household, single mother, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I grew up in a single household. So it's like for me, my mom always instilled in me to be an independent woman, be a strong, independent woman. So
Mm-hmm.
now I am an independent woman. Now I'm not saying that the right man can't make me submissive because he can,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, dudes don't understand. You're not a need. You're a want.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes want to be a need. But a lot of girls just want a man to take care of them. Oh, you gonna pay for the trips, you gonna pay for my hair, my nails, my clothes, my everything, you gonna pay the bills, you gonna take me on dates. Oh, we straight.
Yeah.
You want me to clean the house? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I got 2 degrees at 22 years old. I ain't worked myself off this hard just to be in the house scrolling on TikTok all day.
I
That ain't
understand. Yeah,
no, that
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
me. So
I always wanted, by the way, I always wanted my wife to do more than that. I needed her to have her own business because, in my opinion, housewives with too much time on their hands cheat on their husbands. So I
yep.
always wanted to fund her business or her own endeavors. But
See, I can get with that.
what I just
I
didn't
can
want
get with
her
that.
to, I didn't want, what I don't want is her having to work for another man. I don't want to hear you come home complaining about some job.
Okay, I can
All
understand
right.
that.
Now you want to build your business, you want to build your thing. All right. But I'm gonna make enough money where like you don't have to work. So if you're just trying to go pursue, you just go work some job that's gonna make you miserable. So I gotta hear about you complain about some job that you don't fucking need in the first place. I'm not gonna do that. Why do I need that in my life? You know what I'm saying? Like why? Why? Yeah, but I understand that women want to do what they gotta do. But my thing is this. My thing is always this. As a man who loves women, I want women to be happy. That's what I want at the end of the day. I want women to be happy. I want my women to be happy. That's what I want. Because any man that wants to live with an unhappy woman is a completely crazy guy. Why would you
Yeah,
want the woman in your life to be unhappy? Do you know
yeah.
what being around an unhappy woman is like? Not fun. So why would you want that? Why would you? So any guy that has any intelligence, if you have a woman in your life, you want her to be happy, okay? Because life is better that way. Happy wife, happy. There's a reason why that term exists, okay?
Happy
You
wife,
know what I'm
happy
saying?
life.
But at the same time, in my opinion, and I think that my opinion will be way more solidified by facts in about 20 years. Feminism has lied to women to a degree, right? Now,
Oh, I agree with that 1,000%.
my thing is this: can women do almost everything men can do? Yeah, yeah. Can they? Yeah, yeah. But will they be happy doing so? Is a different question.
Nope.
Will they be so? That's like how
No.
a man. That's the reason why there's more housewives and house husbands.
Mhm.
Like you can say what you want, but a man is set up to be a provider. Like a man will work, provide for his family to the day he dies, and take pride in that and be happy with that. A woman that has to provide for the is like gonna resent that man at some point. She's gonna be like, why? Because it's just a natural setup. You know what I mean? It's like that's why I say women well, see, it's like psychology and evolution are a thing. I swear, they didn't want the one that said like it's how you say men are a want, not a need,
Mhm.
right? That's in today's society.
Mhm.
That's today's society.
Yeah,
You know
back
what I
in the
mean?
day, that was
That's
non-existent.
that's before that. That's because we built up the even today,
Mhm.
even in today to say that today. Okay, 2024, as a woman, try to live a full year without interacting with a man in any way. No police officers, no firefighters, no truck drivers delivering your Amazon packages. No, like no. With the we like men do a lot of like when I say truck, men are like 90% of truck drivers, dog. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like bricklayers, landscapers, all your like people like men do so many jobs and dominate these fields, and men have made so many inventions. You know what I mean? Like if I snapped the finger and all the inventions man made that were created by men disappeared, life would be different. If I snapped my fingers and it was the other way around, life would be different, but how different? Not that much. Be for real. Be for real. I'm just saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is this. What I'm saying is this. Modern society, men have created such a sophisticated modern society that women feel like they don't need. Yeah, but 90% of construction workers are men.
I think,
So any structure you ever live in,
yeah,
who made it happen? This mic, who like every the cell phone, yeah, you don't need men right now because men have built like it's like I'm just
and
saying.
who set that system up? Men. But
So
what
you
I will,
like all I gotta say is about this about men about women. Men invented the tampon. That's all I have to say. Men invented the
but
tampon.
a woman invented a pad.
But
You know, I actually just learned that like 2 days ago. I just learned that.
but that's probably all some of the things. Listen, I'm just saying we invented things just for women, like things that only
Yeah,
women benefit
women
from.
used to have
How
no
many
say.
things have women invented that were just for men's benefit? Because tampons are really mostly just for women, and
It
there's
is
many other things
just
we
for
created that were just
women.
for women. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like London Victoria's Secret was ran by a man. It's retarded. Like, what doesn't make any sense? Like, how's one of the biggest lingerie things made for women ran by a man, made by a man?
I think what it has to do with is a lot of because the system was set up by men. A lot of it was a point in time where women didn't have a say so. Like all a woman was, you know how people say, "Oh, just sit there and look pretty." That's how it was for like a long period of time. But now I feel like time are changing, and I feel like a lot of women are stepping up and doing those things. Now I
They
would
are.
never discredit men for the work they do. I would never do that because I feel like even with when it comes to jobs heavily, what I watch is men that are in charge. Now, some men don't believe in independent women. Some men don't believe in women in power. Some men don't believe that. Because for so long, it was just only men. So now we see women stepping up. For some men, it actually scares them. You know how many dudes do not talk to me because of how independent and successful I am.
But what the other thing is this? Like, I understand that you're right. But you see, one of the reasons why I said women are victims of their success is because women can't fight biology evolutionarily, right? So, like, regardless of what a woman says, in my opinion, a woman is expecting a man to be a leader, a superior in her life. The
A
man is
leader, protector, provider. Yep.
so so for him to be qualified for that role, in her mind, she would, if she had it her way, have him be superior in literally every category. She wants him to be taller, stronger, smarter, make more money, have more experience, like be more cultured, like be able to teach her things. Literally every category, she wants him to be better than her in. You know what I mean? Except that she don't want him to think he's better than her. You know what I mean? Like, even though she wants him to be. You know what I mean? Like,
I
you know,
can't really argue with that because I'm just like, that is low key true
that's
because
the
I've
truth.
heard it out of so many women's mouths. It's just like I also think the dynamic of a relationship depends on what you grew up around, what you grew up and saw, and what you were taught. Because for me, I have a whole different like idea of what a lifetime, like what a marriage supposed to look like, a lifetime partner is supposed to look like versus what I was around, grew up around, what I was taught. But I had to discover that on my own.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't really learn how to think for themselves because I ain't gonna say their parents and other people brainwash them, but like that's just kind of how I feel.
yeah,
So I think it also depends on that as well. So
that's
that's why
true.
everybody don't have the same views on dating.
That's true. But I want to get back to the point that you said about men being intimidated, right?
Oh, I can
Um,
talk about that all day.
I don't feel like, although yes, some men, which I will call incompetent men, they don't they they do feel intimidated, right?
Hmm.
But what some other men feel, which somehow women can't fully understand this. They can see it one way, but they just can't understand it the other way. So women don't want flamboyant feminine energy coming from their man. If I came up to you in a club and let's say I'm your type, I'm everything you wanted, but when I came up to you, I was like, I like your shoes, girl. We should go out on a date or something. I got shoes. I want to take you shopping or something. We should do that. But I'm like, yeah, I like you, girl. We should be together. I'm trying to marry you, but I'm coming at you with mad feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? As if you're gonna be like, it's like you might be handsome, you're cool, but like, nah, like, nah, that's not what you want, right? So women, go ahead.
I think it's the difference between no, like what you said was fact. But what I was saying in my head was I think it's the difference between being dominant, being controlling, and being abusive. I think those are
Well,
like
there's a difference. There's a difference for sure.
three different things. And I think that a lot of men say that, oh, the man is supposed to be in control, the man is supposed to be dominant, the man is supposed to be masculine. But there are different levels to it that I think a lot of people don't understand, nor do they explain. But that's just me
Well,
personally.
that's why I said before about wanting a happy woman in your life.
Hmm.
I had said this to a girl. I'm like, just because I plan to wear the pants and make the decisions, um, it would be unwise for me to have an unhappy woman in my life. So I would consider how my decisions affect you, so that I would most likely end up with a happy woman at the end of my decisions. You know what I mean? So just because I plan to make a decision, mean that I'm some like evil leader. Like
Yeah.
what how does that benefit me? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about. If someone the type of heart, if you want to dominate in a way that's like tyranny, it makes me feel suffocated and not growing, and like, why would anyone want to submit themselves to that? That just makes sense. You know what I mean? But what I was getting at earlier is that, um, so that's feminine energy coming from a man,
Mhm.
right? So when a girl is like, I'm a boss bitch, I'm about my bag, I'll be out there, I'm making it happen. What you don't realize is that is masculine energy coming from a woman. In the same way how y'all fully understood how feminine energy coming from a man was a turnoff. He could be wearing a rollie, a chain, all of that. If he's like, girl, yeah, we go through this and da da da. If he's acting like that, it don't matter how good he looks, it don't matter how much money he got, it's a no. So for women, if you can understand that side, understand the other way.
I
No matter how much
understand.
money you got, if you talking, if you aggressive, you are acting manly. and you are a man, therefore you don't need a man in your life. You know what I mean? So that's
I
like
think
women that say one last thing. Women that this quote, the fact that women share this quote and they don't understand, they say, "I provide what I require." That
I
is a quote
provide
that
what
women
I
say, "I provide what I
require.
require." It's like, "Oh, I got my own. You gotta have it. I provide." So you provide what you require. You realize that you require a man. So you saying you provide a man. So when I say you have masculine energy, how you say you provide what you require. You require a man. So you're providing a man. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I can tell you what they saying.
What are you saying?
What they saying is I provide what I require. As in, you if you ain't matching me, we ain't gonna
And
work.
that's the thing. So I don't want to be in
That's what
competition with my
they.
lady. That's the thing. That's the thing.
But
That's why
keywords, I said
some
that's what they saying, not me. That's what they
but I'm
saying.
saying that's why I come to competition, all of that's masculine energy. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So um that's why some women would be like not be able to respect what a man got going on because of what they got going on. You know what I mean? Like
Now that I can agree with.
we see that's why I say when I say women are a victim of their success is because as a man gets more successful, as a man gets more money, as a man gets more influence, the amount of women that he is able to interact with and the amount of women that find him attractive expands. It grows. He gets access to more women. There's more women that will be suitable mates for him. As a woman gains money, gains notoriety, the amount of men that she would see as a suitable mate shrinks. Because if a woman always wants a superior, then every level she raises herself up, she cuts off another percentage of men that she won't find attractive anymore. Which is
Yeah,
why I say women become a victim of their success. This is why you're leading to being alone with cats at 50 with maybe one kid, not with the baby
but
father. Now, I'm just
some
saying,
people cool with that though.
they so they say, but the other hand is this women on antidepressants is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah,
Divorce rates are higher than it's ever been. And female reported happiness, like literally, you just go look up almost any report, any statistic that would be used to judge female happiness in 2024. You know what I mean? Like, other than if you're only going to judge how many degrees they have, how many businesses they open, as if money is happiness, right?
I don't
So,
think money is
like,
happiness.
all right, sure, black women are getting more degrees than ever. Yep. But black women are also 1 in 4 chance of getting married if they're a black woman. Just so you know, 1 in 4 chance of getting married as a black woman. And then even if you do get married as a black woman, 80% of divorces, especially with black or especially with black women, are initiated by a woman. So,
You know what I also
which is
think it is
crazy to me.
though?
How you only got
That
to
is crazy. That is crazy. But I think another thing is a lot of people aren't having the conversations of what do you expect in a lifetime relationship
yeah.
or a lifetime marriage? Or what do you expect from me as your husband? What do you expect me as your wife? Do you want kids? Like how are your finances or your jobs? Like things you come with. I think a lot of people are wrapped up in, oh, I just don't want to be by myself. Or,
I dealt
oh,
with
my
that.
parents got married at this age, so okay, I should be getting married at this age too.
Mhm.
Or I just don't want them to have somebody else, so let me cuff you. Like
Mhm.
I just think, and that's another reason why I don't think it has anything to do with race. I just think it has something to do with people in general. Like even in the Christian community, you know how many young couples I seen get married at 19, 20, and 10 years later now they're divorced or unhappy as ever.
But you ever get married before they, but also social media robs a lot of joy. You know what
And
I
I
mean?
was getting to that too. I think a lot of people live their lives through social media, but not like in real life. Like some people need to touch grass. Like it's
For real.
crazy.
Like a man
So
telling his woman that she's beautiful didn't used to have to compete with 100 Instagram likes. Because if a girl doesn't think she's beautiful, then if you're telling her she's beautiful, but she posts online and she doesn't get the response she wants, or this happened, and then it's fucking with her confidence, even though you're her man telling her that. But you, as her man, can't really do shit about that for real, for real. You know what I mean? Because that's just how she
oh,
feels.
I
You know what
meant
I
to
mean?
circle back to this. Speaking of that, I meant to say this like 12 conversations ago. But when you were talking about the masculine and feminine energy, I think trauma also has something to do with that. Now, I'm not saying trauma is an excuse or like trauma is the reason for everything, but it's like if you've been assaulted by men, like in any category,
Hmm.
it's gonna make you like toughen up and
Yeah.
strengthen up. Like
Yeah.
me, believe it or not, before you met, I'm used to be very masculine.
Hmm.
So, and that's because of the trauma and the things that I went through. If you know, you
The
know.
defense mechanism, you know what I mean? To
Yeah.
be, you know.
So, but I've learned that the right man. Now, I ain't mean my one yet because there ain't no ring on my finger.
Hmm.
But I feel like I've been in relationships where okay, I can be submissive towards him. Now, are they in the picture? No. But did you teach me what I want for the rest of my life? Yeah.
You learn. You learn.
I
You learn.
learned.
Yeah.
So I appreciate my exes
Hmm.
because they gave me an example of what not to do.
Yeah.
But they also gave me an example of okay, I can get with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think trauma also have a lot to do. And like I said, I also really just feel like it depends on what you're raised around.
Yeah.
Because kids repeat energy and behavior that
Yeah.
they see.
I agree.
So
I also think part of it is that it was incentivized to happen because of the welfare system. You know what I mean? I think that the
mhm.
welfare system is one of the worst things that happened to the black community. And I think anyone that would dare open up their mouth to say that the black community needs welfare to survive is
Ignorant.
calling all black people inferior and stupid.
Yeah.
If you're telling me that black people could not survive without welfare, then you're calling us inferior in my mind. You know what I mean? Because other races survive majority without it just fine. And there is a narrative that says that that they chose to marry daddy government over because you see single women, single mothers in particular, like the system enables you to be a single mother. You know what I mean? Like if you're a single mother, you can't get benefits without putting him on child support. You know what I mean? And he can't be in a house with certain things like you get. It's like they make it so that he can't be and he can't be a part of it. Whereas like if you were a government and you realize that children that come out of two-parent households have better outcomes in life, you know what I mean, as opposed to a single-parent household, and you wanted the best for your society, then why wouldn't you incentivize and be like, listen, we will give you more money if he was in the house. We were going to give you less money. So we'll give you more money if he leaves, even though if he leaves, the outcome of your children statistically is almost guaranteed to be worse. But we're going to give you money anyway to incentivize that situation to exist because that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, because statistically speaking, I know you said single household, but there's a big difference. That's the reason why I don't understand family court and stuff like that because if it's about the kid, if it's about the best outcome for children, and you're comparing the three scenarios double parents in the house, a single mother, or a single father raising a kid, let me tell you something about single fathers raising their kid alone versus single mothers raising their kid alone. The fathers are doing there's cases where the fathers are outdoing the dual parent households. Okay?
Mhm.
So as far as the actual outcome, I'm sorry. Statistics just say fathers do it. Father know best. Father know best, dog. We gonna teach you survival. The kids that come out of the father's house be ready for life, dog, and perform. And statistics suggest that. So you can get mad at me saying it, but get mad at the numbers. Go look it up and then get mad at the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
I think that if you're a single mother though and you have like a family or church family or like just a support system that surrounds your kids around male
Yeah,
figures, I think that
that
they
could help.
could have the same results as a single father. And I also think that men just have more access to things just because they're a male more than a woman. But that's just me
Not
personally.
today, not today. See, that's another thing about feminism. Why I wanted to say because today
Hmm.
in 2024, I'm not giving women no excuse. There's not a single law that you can point to that anything that men can do that women can't do. Nothing, nothing. Y'all can go to every class, take every university, start every business, do everything that we can do. Y'all can do everything.
And that's
Y'all can do
true,
everything.
but there
But
are some doors that won't
like
open.
what?
For
Like
example,
what?
there are some I can't be specific because we on air. But
Nah.
listen, we ain't finna get sued today. But just hear me out, okay? Just hear me out. There are some men who are in charge of like corporate companies or whatever it is who will not hire women or will not allow women to be promoted just because they're a woman. To this day,
My question is
they
this.
still exist.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing that people never want to give into consideration.
Talk to me. Let me hear it.
That men work harder. I mean, when you look at the men, look at you could
Oh,
argue
I
with
do agree that men
Google
work
that
harder.
men work an average of 40 hours a week, and compared to women 36 hours a week. Now, the thing is this: who hired Jeff Bezos, head of Amazon? Who hired him?
Who?
Or did he start Amazon and someone in the garage and build it to Amazon that's today? Who hired Bill Gates with Microsoft? Who hired Bill Gates? Who hired Steve Jobs with Apple? Or did we just start the company? So my thing is this: the top 10 richest men, Elon Musk, who hired him for Tesla? Who hired him for SpaceX? Who hired him for? Or did he just buy it and make it and just lead it and just build it up from scratch? Like the thing is, the top 10 richest men all built it. The top 10 richest women are there from divorce. I'm just telling you, the most richest woman in the world is Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. And my thing is this: that's the top 10 richest women. And like, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that women don't have like, and even then, it's not like, okay, how many times has a woman became an ex-wife of a billionaire and then used the literal tens of billions of dollars she has to then fund a business that then surpasses her ex-husband? That's literally never happened in human history. Never. Never. So
I think no, listen, no, because I got a response. It's just we can't overtalk each other.
do your
So
thing. Do your thing.
okay, so hear me out. For me, I think a lot of women are told and are taught that a man is supposed to take care of them. So a lot of women feel like they're not supposed to work. So yeah, I will never say that a woman works harder than a man. No, I will never say that because that's the truth. But do I agree with that? No, not at all. But what I will say though is I feel like there are more men in hierarchy than women. But can that change?
But my thing is
Yeah.
that why is that contributed to just because they're a man? Why is the fact that they work harder or more obsessed, push longer, more that like why is it just because
I
they're a
think it's
man?
both. I
You
think
know what I
it's
mean? Because that's
I
why
think it's because they're a man, but I also feel like it's because of how hard they work. Because another thing, a lot of women are taught, and you see it all over social media. A lot of women are taught to either marry their way to the top or have sex their way to the top. A lot of women are taught that. A lot of
or
women,
sexualize themselves to the top with OnlyFans.
exactly. So, like I said, a lot of women do not believe in going to work unless they absolutely have to provide for either themselves or their family. So, I just feel like now me, that ain't me. I already told you that. Like I'm the type of person I ain't never gonna marry my way to the top, and I ain't gonna sex my way to the top. Because me personally, I want to show women, in particular black young women, that you don't have to do that to be to the top.
Yeah.
I've been on talk shows, podcasts, radio shows. I'm a business owner. I got 2 degrees. I got leadership positions. Like, but nobody did that but me and God.
Mm-hmm.
No man did it. I did it.
I respect that.
So I just think, yeah, a lot of women are taught that a man is supposed to take care of you. A man is supposed to fund your life. A man is supposed to. Even I was taught that growing up.
Not even just taught that. I mean, I understand being taught that, but like I feel like they would feel that way. Even I guess I could be wrong. I'd have to see. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
I think that's the reason why the house husband is way less. That's why when you're like, oh, some girls pay for the first date. I'd be like, yeah, but is there a second one when they do? You know what I mean? Like
See,
just be real. Like
I
what
agree.
sounds good would sound good, but when the rubber actually meets the road, dog, you know what I mean? Y'all don't be wanting that. You don't want to go to work and come home when your man's playing 2K, slacking off, and that's a you don't that's gonna give you a ick inside. You can't even fight it. You're not gonna like it. You're
Oh no,
not gonna
oh for
like it.
sure. No, no, no.
You're
I
not
for
gonna
sure feel
like
that.
it.
But I also feel like how I think and how I move in relationships is completely rare and completely different than how like other people. So
It's true. People have their own different strokes for different folks, as they say. You know what I mean? But all I got to say is that I wish the best. I wish the best for them right now. Speaking of men and women, you know what I mean? How has your life been in college? You know what I mean? There's a whole lot of young men and young women out there in college, you know, getting into all sorts of shenanigans. Now, you said you got 2 degrees. Have you all gone to the same college the whole time? You're still in college right now,
no,
aren't you?
I am in school. I get my bachelor's in December, big class of 2024.
Damn.
But no, I went to four different colleges and all of them were different experiences. Like the first college I went to was a community college and it was just it was boring. I ain't gonna lie. It was, but it was a nice introduction. Like a word of advice I would give everybody is do community college first and then transfer to a university because community college is way cheaper
Hmm.
and a lot of people waste thousands and thousands of dollars at a university not knowing what they want to do. But if you go to a community college, it's like, oh, okay, you can like figure it out. And Michigan is really, really cheap.
Yeah.
So Michigan is, I think, is one of the cheapest states in like the US.
Hmm.
So even if you were to go to school crap, the most you're paying is probably 2,000 the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
So I would say that the second college I went to, I did like it. An unfortunate situation happened which made me transfer, but
Oh,
I did like it. It was very eventful. It was very fun. I joined like community
that's
council.
cool.
I like joined a yeah, no, that was the only thing that I joined, but it was really fun. I
Mm.
was there for like 2 years, and then
Okay.
I went to a school in New York,
Oh, you
and
did?
yeah, I was in downtown Manhattan, baby.
You didn't go to BMCC, did you? Oh,
Mm.
just
I
checking.
went
A
to
SUNY, a CUNY, one of
I
those.
went to Pace University.
Pace, you know, I know Pace. I know Pace.
Yeah,
I seen the basketball
wouldn't
team.
recommend it at all.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
it was an experience. Like
Yeah.
I liked living in New York, kind of not really, but like I liked
What's
living.
your issue with New York? Is the prices?
No, I feel like with New York, I would always tell anybody this: living as a woman by yourself and living as a man by yourself is two completely different things. But in New York, it was just crazy. Like, I was born and raised in Detroit, but like New York was just a whole different type of crazy. And it was scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like the amount of murders that I heard about just because a girl didn't want to give a dude their phone number, like that was scary. I don't have any family in New York. So I was literally out there by myself. Now
Yeah.
by the grace of God, I made it back home safe and sound, but it was to the point where
What is that about now? Okay. So.
no, you're good. But I'll circle back to that. But it was I liked living there because New York has a lot of historical monuments there.
Mhm.
Like I went to every borough in New York. I
Mhm.
took advantage of
Yeah.
being there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but I feel like New York is a visiting place, but it's not a living place.
Mm.
No. $3,000 for a studio apartment is crazy.
Listen, the rent. I don't want to get. I don't want
Uh,
to think about it
like
no
no
more.
wonder they had so many homeless people there. Like, but I love living in New York, but I don't miss living there. But do I miss the state? Yeah, like I would go back and
Yeah.
visit. And then after I left Pace, I transferred to my current college, and we have a love hate relationship.
This
But
college. Mhm.
yeah, we have it's a PWI, and I mean, as you see, I'm black, so it's just
Mhm.
a whole different experience. But I can honestly say this passing semester was like the best semester I
Yeah.
ever had. Now, did it have its ups and downs? Of course, that's just college in general.
Yeah.
But like, I made history at my current college. I'm the first black African. I said first black African American. Oh my gosh, I am the first African American
Mhm.
student female to earn the MLK Activism and Social Justice Award.
Wow.
I got my associate's degree it was last fall. And then, like I said, I get my bachelor's this fall. So
Mhm.
excited. I had a whole bunch of leadership positions. Well, I still got them, but
Mm.
um I created a bunch of clubs on campus.
That's
I
dope.
got my businesses going,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
ministry going,
yeah,
our project we working on.
yeah.
It's just a bunch of stuff. But I thank God for it every day. Like I tell
hmm
my friends, they feel like I got a doctor's schedule and they got to book an appointment just to hang
Uh-huh.
out with me. But
That's me right now, for real. I don't be having time, but it
I
is what
don't
it
be
is.
having time. Like I'm surprised we sitting here right
Yeah, for
now.
real,
Like I
for
just
real.
don't. I barely have time to just be with myself.
That's what I be saying. I'll be having time for me. I don't got time for me, so I can't be that kind of good. Like I got.
But I love being in college. I learned a lot about God. I of course built my relationship with God when I moved to New York and was by myself.
Yeah.
So that's when I really started getting close to God. And then I learned a lot about myself. Like I discovered who I am, what I like, what I want to do.
hmm
Like it's just so much I discovered about myself. Um I like going to events. I like going there. I'll miss going to the events. Well, I miss college most definitely, but
Yeah,
am I ready for the next chapter? Yeah.
for sure,
I'm
for
in
sure.
college since I was 17. I'm
Yeah,
22.
yeah.
It's time to wrap it
You
up.
ready to get out of there? I feel you.
Wrap it up.
I feel you. As far as college, did you ever go to any of the parties?
Oh yeah, I did. I did. I did.
Yeah.
But it's like partying is not my thing.
No, I guess 'cause you don't drink like that. And
When I tell people I don't drink, smoke, party, they be like, "Oh, well, what do you do for
doing
fun?
here, yeah,
What are you doing?" And it's like, first off, I'm here in college to get my education, just like you should be. There is no reason that you're failing your classes, but yeah, you're at the next party. That's crazy. You
hmm
came to college to learn to get your degree and your education, not to be on the floor shaking.
Yeah.
No.
Well, not if you failing.
Exactly. But yeah, I went to the parties. It's just like when I started growing in my spiritual walk with God, it just like it didn't feel right being
Being in that
there.
party, I understand.
And it was boring to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would rather be at home watching YouTube or sleep. Like especially with the
Well, you
packed
can't be at a party.
schedule.
I did that one time, only one time. I think I was ever at a party sober, and I think it was because it was poor planning and I was broke. It was poor planning overall. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I ended up at this party, and I was pretty sober. Like I had a drink or two, but I was pretty sober,
Mhm.
and I was not having a good time necessarily. I was not.
I've been to parties drunk and I've been to parties sober and it's like I don't know, like I said, I feel like once you grow spiritually and you spiritually
You don't
mature,
find a
you
reason to
just
be there. You know
kinda
what I mean?
like
I
you
understand.
know? But I don't judge people who party or drink or smoke. It's just that's just not my thing.
I drink and smoke, but I don't necessarily party right now. Not right now.
And I
You
also
know what I
feel
mean?
like partying just isn't safe. Like I've actually went to a party and it got shot up before. Like it's
Oh
literally
yeah,
the
that used to
grace
be the
of
thing
God.
in Far Rock.
It's,
That used to be the thing.
I swear, like it was literally the grace of God that I'm here right
House
now.
parties are, I don't recommend. I mean, but that's what we did when
Mm-mm.
you was young. When I was 16, I was in high school. It was always house parties. It was like that's what we're not going to a club, so it would be whoever had the most irresponsible parent. You know what
Yep.
I mean? We over that crib. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We over
and the
there with
other
it.
thing about parties at my current college, it's so much sexual assault that happens at these parties. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cool where I'm at.
It does happen. It does happen. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
and it's just like even if it's not sexual assault, it's just like I don't know. Every party I went to, the craziest things would happen, and I don't know if it's because it's me or like. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good. We could go out to eat, we go shopping, we go to the mall, like
Yeah,
we can watch YouTube, we can kick it, we can chill, but going to a party, no,
yeah.
I'll stay home.
That's funny as hell. I feel you on that. Like I've been to some parties, but I'm not that guy. Like I've never been to a strip club yet. You know what I mean?
I've
I
never
probably will
been
go
to a
one
strip
day.
club
But
before.
man,
Like,
you ain't got no reason to go to a strip club. I hate when girls say like I never been either. Like
I'm
what is you like? Or would you go to the
the
dick bar?
same
The
to
dick bar?
the same
Girls,
reason
I heard
why a
girls don't
man
even like that. Don't even like that. Don't even
go like what?
the male version, the male strippers. I heard a lot of girls don't
No,
even like
no.
those.
Listen,
What is you coming to? That would piss me off, man. I don't want to see
a girl.
regular girls at the strip club.
Listen, the same reason why men go to strip clubs is the same reason why women go to strip clubs. What you
For
talking
what?
about?
Lesbians, I guess.
to see. No, you could be straight. I
What?
used to want to go to the strip club, and I'm straighter than a ruler.
Well, why don't you just go to a locker room? You get to see. You just get to see
A
everything.
locker room is
Yeah,
crazy. A locker room is
like you get
crazy.
to see naked girls anytime you want. You know what I mean?
No, no.
Like you know what I mean.
It's the same reason why men go to strip clubs. The same reason why women go to strip
That's
clubs.
crazy. I did make this joke one time. I wanted to go like because I heard of guys going to the strip club with their lady, which to me makes no sense.
Oh no, no,
I
no,
don't
no, no.
understand
If you
how the
even
hell.
recommend us going to the strip club, we're done. Cut the show.
Yeah, like how you can't go to the strip club, but when I thought about it, I was like, it would be funny if I come into the strip club with my shorty, right? I got mad ones, right? And my girl starts twerking on me, and I'm throwing the ones on my girl.
See, now that
They'll
I
probably
can,
kick me out. They're like, listen, no,
I can give it that.
no.
See, I can give it that, but we could do that at home. I can't go to. I could go to the strip club with a male friend, but not a partner. But
Yeah, because you dare to look at shorties like, what? How is you? That's why I don't get like, how could you be there with your girl? Like, there's all types of toxic going on right there. That don't make no sense, dog. You know what I mean? So I don't even understand what's happening there. You
just
know what I
like
mean?
y'all like to see, we like to see too.
Now that part also makes no sense to me because to me, I don't need to see other male penises. I don't seek that out. I don't need that.
Exactly,
So
but
why
you
would a
see,
woman seek out other naked female bodies unless she's of that orientation? You know what I mean? So I don't understand.
I would go to a strip club.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean,
No, I don't feel like I would go to no strip
I just don't
club.
know
I
what you would
just
get out of it. Like me, I'm a man, and I still feel like I'm gonna get nothing out of it because it's like I'm not trying to risk whatever I might catch in that little back room, going back there for the little extra money. You know what I'm saying? And not going in the back room and just spending my money on her wiggling everywhere is like just a waste of money because I could just watch me wiggle all. I don't know. I don't know. I just
I
can't.
know
I
what
just
you was
can't
gonna
find a
say.
reason to be there. I just can't find like how bad do I like. I don't.
You just like to
Maybe if I don't
look.
have access to women, maybe I would want. Maybe if I was a guy that like didn't have any girls at all, or didn't have any women at all. And I was like, well, there's some guys that are losers, and they got to pay for pussy all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Guys like
no.
that, or who lonely, or
Yeah,
they just lustful, or it's so many different reasons. With girls, I just think they just go to see, like this, like when you go to a party and you see a girl twerking on another girl, like it's just, I just feel like that's just something girls do.
I suppose. I
Next question.
suppose. I suppose. You killing me. You killing me. That shit funny as hell. So all right. So dorm room drama. I knew. I one of my exes. I got her like she didn't like I fucked up her friendship with her dorm person one time, and it was my
What
fault,
you do?
and I won't do it. I won't do it again
What you do?
because it was my problem. I was early I was like 23, so I was still not understanding to just ignore women's complaints, majority of them, or just like let them talk and just ignore it. Like don't try to like pay attention and like solve anything. Like don't try to like put an end to it or make it like mean something. No, no, no. Women's complaining, you mostly just listen and nod your head and let them finish and then just move on like it don't matter. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
most of the times they don't not really looking for a solution anyway, right? So what happened was she was in the dorm room and her roommate had class really early in the morning and she was setting an alarm, like several alarms would wake up like, she gotta wake up at let's say 7 a.m. So she sets one at 6 a.m., sets one at 6:15, six
Mhm.
thirty.
That would
And then
irritate me.
she finally wake up. You know what I mean? So she's like, you can't just set one alarm and wake up. So she would complain, like, oh, I gotta be up at this time. I'm up. I wanted to sleep, this or that. And I'm just like, why don't you just tell her? You know what I mean? Like, why are you like afraid of? Why don't you just tell her? You know what I mean? Like, because this is after like several times her complaining to me about this. I'm like, why don't you just act to be more considerate? Why can't you just, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, well, I'll tell her for you. I'll ask her for you since you're so afraid. You know what I mean to deal with your friend. You know what I mean? And that didn't go well. That didn't that didn't go well. You know what I
I
mean?
can
That
imagine.
that didn't go well. You know what I mean? Rookie mistake, Carl. Rookie mistake. So, but I learned that lesson. You know what I mean? So in the future, unless it's like something dastardly or funny. If it's just something like with a friend, I just let women complain and don't try to necessarily solve their problems. You know what I mean? Unless they're like, hey, so I need you to help me solve this problem. Then I'll be like, I'm this. What were you saying? Oh, so we want me to solve it now? Because normally, if you listen and actually like care and try to solve everything, they like things go bad. Like you're doing too much or this that. Or they didn't want this that. And they didn't want you interfering with this that. And they just wanted to complain. They wanted to. That was it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. You said the dorm drama?
I had to learn that. Yeah.
Well, for me, I live by myself on campus because no roommates be nasty,
Dirty.
dirty, funky,
Yep.
like all of the above, messy.
Yep.
Um, and like I said, I go to a PWI, so a lot of the area I'm in, they're very racist out there.
Okay.
So I know of situations that happened with that. Now me personally, like I've fought a roommate for being racist, and it had you shaking your head, but no,
That's
she
crazy.
had
That's
it.
crazy.
No, she had it coming to her. If I told you the story, Shorty had it coming to her because at the end of the day, you had it coming. You could have just left me alone, but you
Yeah.
kept picking and picking and picking. You got what you asked for.
Yeah.
So now I live by myself. So I've been living by myself for the past like 2.5 years.
I feel you.
I love it though.
I feel you.
I love it.
I'm about to live on my own in a little while, like a month or two. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to it. You know what
As
I
you
mean?
should.
So I could just have my own, just my own space. Like, so when I get off of work, I don't got no more interference, nothing to. I could just fucking chill, relax. You know
Yup.
what I'm saying? That's what I want. You know what I mean? So I can understand that how it's way better living alone. I imagine. You know what I mean?
I love it. Like, it gets lonely because, I'm single. So it's like, oh, sometimes I wish I had a man to lay up with, but then I wake up and be like, I'm good. I'm
Oh
good.
yeah.
I'm good.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that dorm life could be crazy. That dorm life could be crazy. But at least you survive, you know what I mean? At least
Yeah,
even
it's
with the little
it's
racist
so many
people.
things you hear, so many things you see, heavy on the hear, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
I will never forget the first time I heard somebody having sex in the dorm, like ever.
Oh
I
my God.
thought I ain't gonna lie, I was confused
What was
because
you confused about?
I was confused on if what was going on and if what was
What was you
happening
was hearing, what you
actually
was hearing, yeah.
happening. Like you ever hear someone be like, "Did I just hear what I just heard?"
Yeah, you heard it.
Like, no, I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
So I just put my headphones in when I be hearing people. I just be like, "Do your thing,
That's
go around
crazy.
for me too. Do
Oh
your
my
thing."
God. Wow. You funny as hell, go right. You silly. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna toss it to Charles real quick. You know what I mean? So Charles, are you there, Charles? Please come in, Charles. Oi, Charles here with the news and the headlines to keep you lot informed of what's going on in the world. You understand? And get your head out of the sand and all that. You get me? But we got another first story up here. Joe Biden has officially signed the $95 billion foreign aid package that includes $60 billion to Ukraine, $26 billion to Israel, and $7 billion to the allies that the Indo-Pacific and humanitarian efforts in Gaza. But he's also giving money to Taiwan as well in another bill. So that is the official funding of us funding the war on 3 different fronts going around the world. So if you ask me, that's the official beginning of World War III, honestly. And I'm doing my push-ups, getting ready for the fucking draft as I can. Anyway, next story up here. Students across the country are beginning to stage large-scale protests at their college campuses, with some creating encampments in support of Palestine. Today, protests erupted at various campuses, including Harvard, USC, Columbia, and Carly, whatever was that called, Yale and Ohio State, and in New York University, and there's several other ones. You know what I mean? All for Palestine. You understand? And I believe they believe some sort of genocide is going on there. In general, there's war going on around the world, and there's very lots of unrest, which is why I'm really disappointed in all the influential people in today's society that are just being quiet and staying in their mansions. Anyway, next story up that we have here. Um, oh wait, I'm going to repeat that one. Hold on. Next one there. I got you lot. Is that another one? Is that another one? Oh, come on, come on. According to the, oh yeah, hold on. Oh yeah, this was a terrible one that happened. I do remember this happening. I remember that. According to the Royal Navy, there, two military helicopters collided during a rehearsal for the 90th anniversary celebration. So this terrible thing that happened here, as you can see them, everyone was killed in the crash, unfortunately. And I'm really wish there was a way that we could make helicopter crashes more survivable. It seems as if the moment those things go down, there's no hope for anyone inside. And I would love if there was a way to perhaps increase the survivability of of a helicopter crash. I mean, especially considering how it took one of the greats, you understand? But anyway, for more information on these headlines, feel free to do your own fucking research. And with that, back to you, Charlie. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Letting us know a couple of things that's going on in the world. You know what I mean? You're really good for that. You know what I mean? And now we're going to move on to the brand building segment. So we're about to start the brand building segment where we talk about how we been knocking our heads on this door of success. You know what I mean? So I always start with the guests. So I'm going to bring up your social media. Uh, yes, yes. Casanova Tay
Yes,
on,
y'all.
on
So
Instagram. Talk your shit.
so, y'all, I make and sell press-on nails, and I make and sell lip gloss as well. My press-on nails, their rates are between $25 to $35, and the lip gloss are just $2. And I do ship out of state, so if you don't live in Michigan, it's all good. You can just send me a message to my personal Instagram. Yeah, that thumbs up gonna do it every time. CASANOVATAY. And I know he gonna put the little,
Uh-huh.
the little captions, but
Yeah, I gonna
y'all
see it. Yeah.
follow me. Even if you're not interested in some nails or in some lip gloss, y'all can still follow me just to see what I'm doing. I also have a YouTube. The link is in my bio as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's
Absolutely. Make sure I go follow her and see the future endeavors that she's a very creative young lady full of many ideas that she's
thank you.
in the works of manifesting upon the world. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. You know what I
Y'all gonna
mean?
see me on the big screen
Y'all gonna see.
real soon.
Y'all gonna see. You know what I mean? Now me, Charlie GTV, y'all already know with me, man. It's a steady battle. We at war. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen. I'm gonna show what this is, yeah, because we gotta get. Matter of fact, I'm gonna refresh this. See if it refreshes right. Yep, it did. So what I'm showing here is what I did for the year so far. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
As far as this year, 2024. You know what I mean? All these days from January 1st to January 28th. You know what I mean? We are at 368,000. You know what I mean?
Yes,
We doing
I
our thing.
love that.
I like to think that. Thank you. I like to think that we're gonna reach a million before this year's over. You know
Oh,
what I
for
mean?
sure,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
3 4 months here we at. So it's just yeah, I got it. But for this month in particular, it's been a slower month. You know what I mean? 'Cause you see, the previous month, you know what I mean? I did 135K. That was my previous high. You know what I mean? And then YouTube, YouTube. I just want to talk about YouTube for 1 second. YouTube hit me with 863. You know what I mean? I'm still salty over YouTube. I'm salty over Facebook this month too. You know what I mean? Cause last month, like I said, 60,000, and then this month, you know, we look at see what we're dealing with here. You know, what I mean? What's the current month? Yeah, yeah. So I guess YouTube did a little bit better this month than last month. Last month was 863. This month was at least close to 1,500. I guess that's better. It's still not 42,000 where it was, or 30 something thousand where it was at. You know what I mean? But Facebook fell way off. Facebook fell all the way to 5,000 and change. You know what I mean? And I'm releasing the same amount of content. You know what I mean? But you guys know I'm gonna stay pushing. You know what I mean? I want y'all to know that the money is in my account. It's hit I did the loan. It went through. It's in my account right now, and all I gotta do is just go set up the business account and go do it to pull the trigger. But I'm telling you, give it a week or two, dog. That camera gonna be the Sony camera. This shit gonna be the Rodecaster Pro 2. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have it. And I'm gonna finally be able to have more than one person on a podcast. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have it. This camera angle here. This camera angle here. I'm gonna make this thing. I'm gonna finally use this projector so that people don't gotta look at my laptop because this could hook up to that to project onto the wall. You know what I mean? So I could play media and different things for us to react to. You know what I mean? While we're here. You know what I mean? And then, not to mention, the outdoor podcast is warming up. It's warming up, and we allowed to smoke on that terrace up there. So best believe when it warms up and it's a clear night, clear skies, no rain, you know we're gonna be outdoors with the outdoor pod. You know what I mean? Smoking and chilling and drinking outside and doing the pod. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a great vibe. Believe me, I have nothing but great things lined up for y'all in the future. You know what I mean? So just bear with me. You know, we're going through a little tough time right now, whatever. But listen, we went through 2023 with only like 50,000 views the whole year. All right, so if we getting 65,000, if 65,000 views in a month is a slow month for us, then we doing we that's not that fucking bad for real. You know what I'm saying? With everything I got working against me, you know what I'm saying? To still come out with 65, that's not even including Twitter. Because if you look at Twitter the last month, Twitter the last month, you know what I mean? It just shows it. You know what I'm saying? 20,000, and Twitter's been real consistent. Because if I pull up February, Twitter's been giving me a solid Twitter's been giving me a solid ass amount. You know, 10 to 28. You know what I mean? So Twitter's been doing anything, and now Twitter's completely taken out of the equation. You know what I mean? Now you see the 32,000 killing me with a thumbs up. I'm gonna figure out, but we know what that's not gonna happen no more. Once I have the real camera, that's only because of this. It's a FaceTime feature thing, you know, and it's like a webcam thing. You know what I mean? So I figured I can't really. I got to figure out how to. But I won't. I'm not even gonna bother figuring that out because I'm about to buy a real camera. You know what I mean? So it's about to be different. Shit about to be different.
What Big Sean say? Started from the bottom, now we
Started from
here.
the bottom, now we
Y'all
here.
better
You know what I
tap
mean?
in.
Yeah, because you know, y'all ain't seeing the boy, but the boy's showing hard work and consistency. You know what I mean? So with that, I end every brand building segment with written Wednesday. You know what I mean? I need to do new written Wednesdays. I agree with that. You know what I mean? I've been slacking on them, but I've been doing so much, pulling so many other things together. That I still do Freestyle Friday every week, but that's easy because I just freestyle off the top. You know what I mean? I don't have to like necessarily write bars. You know what I mean? As opposed to written Wednesday when I have to actually write.
Is it
So
literally? Has this done this before?
what?
The thumbs up thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I absolutely hate it. And it does it more times than others. And that's why sometimes when I talk and I go like this, specifically to not go like this, because if I go like that, it'll make the thing happen. So I try to like, and I block this hand with this. So I try not to trigger it, and sometimes it still happens. I might just grab a drink sometimes, and they'd be like, "Oh, there was a thumb." Like fucking, it's the worst thing ever. Like, but when you want it to happen, it would like right then and there, it made sense to have. You don't want to happen. I remember one time somebody tried to trigger a heart or something like that. I don't think it worked though. They tried to trigger like a heart. I don't know. I've never seen it happen. I've never seen a heart happen. You know what I mean? But it'll be cool. It's not gonna happen because it doesn't want to work when I want it to. But like, all right, give me a thumbs up right now. Come on, thumbs up. All right, took you forever, dog. You suck.
Yeah, because it's only a thumbs up on my end. It's not really a thumbs up.
Oh, it's not coming up. You mad? It's not popping up over there. Here's what he's.
No, it's only popping up over here. It ain't popping
Yeah.
up over there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But then
It's
again,
okay.
like I said, I am consciously avoiding putting a thumb up just because I know it's a. So maybe you triggering it more than me.
I think so because I've been talking like
Yeah,
this,
yeah, and it just
this.
yeah. I think you triggering it more than me. But that's just a natural way of talk. But don't worry. Like I
Yeah.
said, with the brand builder segment, that shit'll be done with. I mean, with the new camera, once I get a real Sony camera, the cameras are getting nice too. They really recommend it for YouTube videos. Like it's a really good camera. I'm gonna
Nice,
just
okay.
I'm gonna just tell the people what the camera is, so that just in case you want a camera recommendation, because I believe in the camera so much, I'm buying two of them. You know what I mean? This camera, number one, Sony leads the game in the autofocus thing. You know what I'm saying? They do, but Canon has better colors. So my photography camera I'm buying for photography is gonna be a Canon, but for my podcast, it's gonna be the Sony camera. You know what I mean? And specifically, it's the Sony. It's the Sony Yep, that one right there. Yep, it's a Sony EV10. This camera right here. This camera right here. A lot of YouTubers use it. It's a very good camera. It articulates the screen out. You know what I mean? It can shoot. It has no recording limit, and it can shoot without overheating, which is why I'm buying it. It's known to be able to shoot 2-3 hours straight with a little dummy battery in it, and you can plug it so it never leaves power. It'll shoot continuously in 4K with perfect focus, untouched, and it'll do that. You know what I mean?
$800. That's rent in some places.
Yeah, if I showed you my Amazon cart right now, my Amazon cart is $3,700 right now. That's my Amazon cart.
And it's just like for like, equipment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I figured because like it's
Look,
expensive.
look. So that's the handle. So that's the audio interface for that's the Rodecaster Pro 2. That is going to be the new audio that will allow me to connect 4 mics like these as well as 2 wireless mics. You know what I mean? And it'll give me presets and it'll record a thing like to itself. It's a whole bunch of features it has. You know what I mean? This device right here
Mhm.
is what the two cameras. So I take two HDMI cords from the both camera feeds and I
Mhm.
connect it into this device, and that allows me to switch camera angles. You know what I mean? So I can switch camera angles to a live feed and do that. You know what I mean? And then, and then of course, is the camera that I'm showing you, the Sony EV10, which is yeah, I'm getting it used. You know what I mean? Because like, come on, so I'm getting two of them. You know what I mean? So I can have the two camera angles. You know what I mean? When I get them, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm spending nothing but tons of bread, tons of bread on this motherfucking thing. You know what I mean? And I gotta figure out
And
what
that's why y'all should tap in.
I'm telling you,
He
because
do great content.
appreciate you. I'm gonna play. Which one is this?
Man, what I got?
No, I'm not gonna play that one. Hang on. I'm not gonna play that one. I'm not gonna play that one.
Immediate cut off.
Wait, nah. Actually, nah. I'll play that. I'll play that one. I'll play that.
Let's hear it.
I'll play that one. So, normally when I play I overlay it with drone footage. So while it's playing, no one's gonna see while it's playing.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, enjoy this video Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I made this when I was motivating myself to keep pushing. You know what I mean? And I still feel the same way. I still haven't done enough. There's still more things to do. So please enjoy.
Do for these motherfuckers, man. I've been at this shit a year already. All right, I heard that nigga, her lost. That nigga drinking 21 shit. It was alright, but I got shit more John Blaze than that. I got shit more John Blaze than and they're not recognizing. They're really not recognizing. You know what I mean? I don't put in enough work. You know, I'm about to say fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Listen, bro. Better keep grinding, nigga, cause you know this ain't enough. You got no right to be mad, nigga. You ain't do enough. Audio quality trash and your swag really suck. Written Wednesday night in 4K, then you ain't do enough. Ain't promoting this or for dinner, you ain't do enough. Only out of 4 years, how could you think about giving up? You don't know how many years niggas grind for they blow up. All them nights are open mics, throwing parties, showing love. Saving up for a month just to blow it at a club. Nigga, why you in a rush? Nigga, you ain't do enough. Just stay silent and consistent. You'll gain the people trust. Trust the process, young blood. Look, you ain't do enough. Keep on grinding in this bitch and show them that you really tough. Listen, just cause you ain't up don't mean you ain't good enough. It just mean you lost focus and was lazy as fuck. Ain't nobody else to blame, nigga. You ain't do enough. Stop complaining like a bitch, bro. It's time to boss up. Put that lean down, put some fucking water in that cup. Put the baconator down and do 200 push-ups. Stop looking for these hoes. You need to look a job up. Do your prayers in the morning like you waking God up. I know this day gonna be crazy, so come through and guide us. Dancing in between the problems, you know where to find us. All it takes is hard work. Don't be worried about some luck. What you know about the odds, nigga? You ain't do enough. There's some hands you gotta shake and some shoulders gotta rub. Get your ass up out the crib, nigga. You ain't do enough. Get the shit before you ready. Everyone will set you up. If you don't know how to shoot, then you dead when they pull up. Get your ass back in the range, nigga. You ain't do enough. Don't anticipate the shot. Can't be flit you when you bust. Gotta get used to shooting, nigga. You ain't do enough. Man, these hoes barely cook and they're mad when they clean up. She don't wanna work out, so she looks sloppy as fuck. You thought she would be easy, so you tried to hit her up. And she told you it's a dub, nigga. You ain't do enough. What's next? A single mom with a club shot up. Baby girl just tired and them bills keep coming up. Might have to let her rest before you try to turn up. Shorty might just let you fuck if the kid don't interrupt. But you ain't help her on the first, nigga. You ain't do enough. Just keep working, little nigga. Yeah, the road real tough. When you trying to help the people, man, you'll never do enough. Always people left hungry, spirit you ain't lift up. But you gotta keep trying. Deep inside you know you must. Even though in the end, man, you'll never do enough. Never? You'll never do enough. Even though in the end, man, you'll never do enough. Yeah. Charlie. So yeah, old Red Wednesday, man. I had a couple bars in there that you I caught you off guard. Listen, I wrote that a year ago, as a thing to say. You know what I mean? But yeah,
It's good though. Like I like the beat. The beat was fire. It was just like when I listen to music, I don't like. It's one thing to hear music, but
Yeah.
it's another to listen.
Yeah.
When I listen to music, I listen.
Mhm.
So some of the lines caught me off guard, and I was like, "Oh, oh,
Oh my
okay."
God. Oh God. Nah. That's not necessarily my mindset. I was saying there. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying.
You ain't gotta defend yourself. It's all good.
Nah,
I
I'm saying
know.
that's like the single mother. It's just, you know what? It'd be like that. Like that single mother line. I wrote that and
That's
spit that before I ever dated a single mother in my life. And the funny part is, I then had a situation where that line was the truth. You know what I mean? And I was like, I said it before I even fucking lived it. You know what I
That
mean? So
single mother line and the you don't work out, so
yeah.
you sloppy. That is what caught me off guard. Cause I was like those parts sounded like a diss to your ex or something. So I was like, oh, that's personal. Cause you know how some dudes be a little too direct.
I done
It's
been
like,
direct in a couple ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
those were a little too direct. So I'm like, oh,
God. Clutch,
okay.
I left her clutching her pearls, as they say.
Yeah, I was
funny.
shocked.
You funny, man. So yeah, what you call it? I just have like one or two last questions for you. Let me pull up the docket back again
Oh, that's no problem.
before we get up out of here. Yeah. So, how do you feel about? All right, wait. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna do that. Wait. Rewind back. Have you heard of any controversial figures? What are the what controversial figures have you heard of in the dating world? Have you ever heard of any controversial male figures in the dating world that you could think of?
Define controversial first.
Controversial.
Define it first.
Saying shit that gets people to react or makes people feel some type of way.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe he might have died.
No. You talking about?
Oh, so you know who I'm talking about. So you know who
I
I'm
almost
talking
said
about.
his name. Yeah, I know who you
yeah.
talking
That's your one say.
Yeah, I know who you talking about.
What's your opinion on the man?
I think that I never really watched him. Like I saw little clips of him on TikTok, but anytime I see him come up on my screen, I would scroll because I just feel like the only thing that I really saw him say for real was disrespect plus size women. And disrespecting women in general, I don't agree with, but
I agree.
especially plus size women because it's like we can just exist and hear somebody come talking down. Like it's just like, dang, can I live? Like, can I freaking live? Can I breathe? Like why? I just don't understand. Like,
that's why you put out the written ones out of nowhere. You could they
it
catch
didn't.
catch
No. It didn't offend me. It just caught me off guard because I was like, oh shoot. But no, I just feel like the amount of disrespect towards plus size women is just crazy. And don't be black and don't be dark skinned. Like plus size, black, and a PWI, triple homicide. Just you're done. you're done. You're just done. So,
oh my god.
but I didn't know if he for real felt like that because there are so many people that disrespect plus size women, especially black women, just in general, but heavy on plus size women. I feel like some people do it for clout, but some people like it's actually truth to it. Because don't get me wrong, everybody got their own preference. Not everybody like plus size women. You missing out, but not everybody like plus size women. Okay, that's cool, but what you gotta be disrespectful for?
Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, and I try not to be. You know what I mean? But I thought about this and I'm really hoping that really hope that she never watches this particular episode.
Now watch her watch
I'm
it.
really hoping. But this one girl I'm messing with, she's a bigger girl, right?
Mhm.
And I still love her. I still fuck with her. There's no problem. I mean, I don't got a problem with bigger girls personally. You know what I mean? But the thing is, at the same time, when I do my street interviews, the 2 times I did them, right?
Mhm.
It's like the person is following me for like 40 minutes straight. Like the recording is 40 minutes straight, 43 minutes straight of me walking around downtown, walking with different people, and they're following me, holding the camera up the whole time. You know what I mean? There is some physicality to the camera, to being the camera person. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say that the other lady couldn't have held the camera up for 40 minutes and followed me around um, without complaining, like no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I might have reason to doubt it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Walking
I
around for
think
40 minutes or filming me with a
yeah.
camera. You know what I mean? For that might be more strenuous for some people than others, and therefore it'd be more. You know what I'm saying? So
But a lot of people confuse the definition of plus size and obese and unhealthy.
It's like, look, dog,
They
look. You know what I'm saying? But I could do 50 push-ups straight. I could lift this belly up 50 times, though. That's all I got to say.
and that's what
You
I'm
see, you
saying.
see
Like,
I do it you see the
show
chest?
ma,
You see the
show
chest? You
ma.
see that? You see that right there? All right, that takes work. That takes work right there.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said I feel like too many people confuse the difference between plus size. Plus size is like, you got breast, you got stomach,
Yeah.
That's what plus size means. Obese is like my 600-pound life.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Them people that like,
unhealthy, you can be skinny and unhealthy. You can be plus size and unhealthy. You could be obese and unhealthy. Like,
I know my
they're
brother has a super fast metabolism and he eats like shit, but his body doesn't reflect that. And I always told him, you skinny fat, dog. Your body just doesn't. You've been blessed with the metabolism, but nutrition is nutrition, and food is food, and processed food is processed food, and you will still be subject to the same things, like the health wise. It'll just take a little while longer, but it'll get to you. You know what I mean? Because that's called being skinny fat. You know what I mean?
Oh, and let me say this before I forget. I think so many people are clout chasers. They see what's trending and then they take that and they try to, either they troll to get a laugh or, oh, I'm going to be famous off of this
Yeah,
or I'm going to get hella views off of
yeah,
this.
yeah,
So that's why I say you just never know if people for real or for fake. But at the end of the day, it is hurtful to go online and see people talk down on plus size women. It is hurtful to go online and see people talk down on black women. Like, that is hurtful to see, whether it's a joke or not.
mm-hmm.
It's hurtful to see, and that's why
Yep,
my block
yep,
list so long.
yeah.
We'll be here all night trying
I
to go
feel you.
through
I
it.
feel you. No,
I don't
it is
play.
fucked up. It is fucked up, and it does hurt people. And I don't I don't agree with it, and I don't do it. Like you see me out there with the street interviews. How many times did you see me like just like why would I come at people negatively? Like first of all, I'm in real life. All right, I'm face to face with people. You know what I mean? I'm approaching strangers. You know what I mean? So my vibe, my energy is positive. It's fun. It's happy. You know what I mean? Because I'm hoping to get some of that reflection back. I'm smiling when I approach them. I'm like, hey, what's up? Good, like good energy in my voice. Not like, hey, coming to. I'm gonna. That's bad energy to come like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to come with people with. So that's just. But these people do that online. That's the thing. That's why you say block because they're online. A lot of the negative comments I've gotten, because believe me, you don't get to 300 something thousand views without a few fucking assholes popping up in your comment section. Believe me. You know what I mean? A lot of these people, you go to their profile picture, it's the picture of some random celebrity that's not them. Some,
Or it's
or
user 657
yeah,
eight
yeah,
nine
yeah, with no
ten,
picture at all,
or it's private.
or it's private. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So on the end of the day, like, and you're coming at me, a fully on the scene person. You know what I mean? So to me, my comments mean more because I'm CharlieGtv leaving a comment. I'm not a random egg, a random profile. I'm a whole entity out here. And if I leave a comment, I'm leaving a comment, and I'm standing on business behind my comments. I'm not running away. I'm not a keyboard. You know what I mean? Whatever. And it's messed up that these people take these opportunities to take jabs at people like yourself. You know what I mean? With these online things, and it is hurtful, and it's not okay. You know what I mean? At the same time. Although I feel like maybe men respond better to this than women, it's like I heard all the rhetoric on fat shaming. I heard that rhetoric on against fat shaming. And while I agree, there's a line that it crosses where it's bullying. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But at the same time, being not able to address like it's like you not saying I'm black doesn't make me not black. You know what I mean? Like if you doesn't matter what you say, my belly still look like I still got this. Like you not mentioning it doesn't not make it a fact. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And the other thing is this: I am a fat person, and I've been a fatter person. I've been 265. You know what I mean? I'm like 230 right now. You know what I mean? But and I've also changed my physiology because I got more muscle than I did then. But the point is, um, I'm more confident now than I was then. You know what I mean? And my confidence has grown in other ways for other reasons. But at the same time, I remember when I was younger and I was that fat kid in the pool with the t-shirt on in the pool. You know what I mean? And I had to learn that that looks worse than you having the shirt off. You know what I mean? I had to learn that the hard way. You know what I mean? Because I don't know who you're. Because the thing is, I was that kid. So what I'm telling you is that you having a t-shirt to that kid that has a t-shirt on in the pool, the fat kid with the t-shirt. Let me tell you something. Number one, you're wet and everyone can see that you're fat already with the t-shirt's wet. That's number one. Number two, you having a t-shirt on only lets people know that not only are you fat, you are for sure self-conscious about it. That's why you had the t-shirt on in the first place. So it opens you up to bullying. As opposed to you being there with your shirt off, it's like, yeah, he's fat, but he might be okay with it. He might not be bothered by it. He might just be having a good time. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, take the fucking t-shirt off, little boy, and get in the fucking pool. I'm telling you.
And to all my plus size women out there, baby, big is beautiful. It don't matter your size and none of that. Big is beautiful. You don't need no man to build your self esteem. You can build it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Big is beautiful. Y'all see me, okay?
Yeah.
Ain't no shame in my game. If a dude don't want you because of your size, his L, his laws.
Yeah.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure, okay?
Yeah.
Even though you ain't trash just because you plus size. At the end of the day, just because you're not the beauty standard, quote unquote, that don't mean you ugly. That don't mean you ain't worth love. That don't
Yeah.
mean none of that. Love you, be you, the real you, the true you. And even women who are the beauty standard, they still getting cheated on. Weight
True.
does not define beauty.
True.
And I stand on that. Weight does not define beauty.
Yeah, because I
So
know I always said this and I experienced this. My mother would tell me this too. She would be like, even when I was bigger, like I was bigger, she'd be like, "You are fat. You're not ugly." She'd be like, "You can fix fat. You can't fix ugly."
that part.
Let me tell you. You know what I mean? So I'm not an ugly guy, but I could be better physically. You know what I mean? So I could fix the physical part. If you ugly, dog, you just ugly, dog. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, sometimes in today's society, like it's very anti. This is the reason why you're not allowed to tell women anything for real. This is the reason why the women have been more delusional now than ever. Just because men aren't allowed to have any standards on women at all. Like can't have standards on if you say it's a masculine. You can't they'll be like, you can't tell me how to be a woman. You can't define my femininity. You can't like, okay, all right. I'm not allowed to say what I'm attracted to. Okay, you could just be as manly as you want, and I'm gonna pretend like that's okay and not be here. But the thing is, so you can't come at her femininity. You can't do that. If you come at her weight, that's fat shaming. If you come at her sexual past, that's slut shaming. So, what standard you can't ask her to look away? You can't ask her to have had a sexual past away. You can't ask her to act a certain way or speak a certain way. What standard is politically correct for you to set upon your woman? Or you just have to accept anything how it comes. You don't like it, run away. Like literally, you're not allowed to set instead. So how could you lead and you can't. But you know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I
You know, I'm just saying.
think that
We're not allowed. We're not allowed to have standards. That's what I'm saying. We're not allowed to have
I
standards.
think y'all are able to have
Any standard we have is
standards.
demonized. I literally just said every standard. Like what? You want weight? What is fat shaming? Her promiscuous past, slut shaming. Like literally, how menstrual she is, like the feminist. You can't literally. Almost every standard a guy could try to set on his woman has been demonized.
I think it's all about how you approach it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I do agree with what you're saying because like I see it. I agree with that like 100%. But I do feel like it's a way to approach everything because like we could take the slut shaming for example. If you're a dude that's been passed around the whole city, you have no room to speak about a girl body count. You don't. Because if you're passed around the whole city, what does it matter if I'm passed around too? Why
Because
does
it's
that
not the
matter?
same. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's not the same. I'm sorry that we don't like when double standards work in a man's favor. But we've never ever heard of a man's night. There's always ladies' night. Where's the man's night? We never talk
I
about.
think men can have a men's
But it
night.
never happens though. We know come
I
on.
don't think they call it men's
When men
night.
get into the VIP section, it's because we're VIP. Women get into the VIP section because, like no, like okay,
that was a perfect sound effect.
so like the double standards, we're never mad when it works in the woman's favor. We're never mad then, you know what I mean? But when it works in the man's favor, the thing is this: a man has no problem teaching a virgin woman, a woman, whether she wants to admit it or not, would be unattracted to a man who said he's a virgin, especially at a certain age. Like, you a virgin, you never did nothing before. She doesn't necessarily want that.
I could agree with that.
You know what I mean?
But
So,
back to my original point. My original point is, like I said, it
you want him to get his face all in there and get all in there and know exactly what he's doing.
It depends on how you approach the situation. Like I said, I will stand by if a man is passed around the city, you have no reason to be worried about
He's
somebody
still not
else's
gonna.
body
He's still not
count.
gonna accept the hoe. That is not
And
what that
he's
means.
not. But at the end of the day, that won't make sense to me. Because if you out here screwing around, why does it matter if your partner screwed around
Because
in
the
her
standards
past?
are different. Cause
It don't matter. I would never agree with that. It don't matter to me. That's why I say to me, it don't matter. Because it makes no sense. But it's
because
always the
men
dudes that are passed around that always say, "Oh, I want a girl that's a virgin or I 3 bodies." Huh?
because the
You can't
difference is
explain it to me.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
ain't
why.
gonna.
Women control access to sex. Women control that unless you're like one of the people getting arrested. I don't know, a Diddy or something. Like, other than that, women control access to sex. Men control access to marriage. Unless you're going to be one of the few women that say, "I'll propose to my man." Chill out,
You can
relax,
never.
relax.
I'll do a
So
backflip off a
what
cliff.
I said is the truth. Women control access to sex. Men control access to marriage.
But it still takes 2 people to lie down to do the same thing.
Yeah, but
They might be doing different things,
men
but
control access to marriage, and we're allowed to set any standard upon us getting down on one knee and putting a ring on it. We control access to marriage. And what women don't like is when we decide that a woman is not marriage material. We control that though. That's our control. We're allowed to do that though. That's
unless
our
you're a
control.
lesbian.
Yeah, unless you're but we're allowed to do that though. And y'all have sexual just because we're charming. You know what I mean? And we might be funny. And you know what I mean? And you mad that we was able to get up in there. You know, we was able to, maneuver our ways up in there. You know what I mean? Put in the time and the effort. You know what I mean? Whatever a man has to do. You know what I mean? And then you then want him to give up his power, which is the commitment, the forming a relationship, the marriage, the that's his
Don't both
power.
people
You
gotta
want his power, so you gave up your power to see if he would give up his power. And then when he doesn't give up his power, when you give up your power, you mad at him.
don't both people gotta be committed and don't both people gotta build the relationship?
They do, but we all know who
Exactly.
proposes to who.
Yeah, I ain't getting on my D proposing to no man.
Exactly. So that's
He gonna
so.
propose to me.
At the end of the day, though, yes, both have to be together. At the end of the day, the man has to say, you know what, she's the one.
Yeah, but
So a man's judgment, as much as you want to get mad at a man's judgment is what is the gate to marriage. Like, so
and
at the
that's
end of the
fake.
day, so it just is what it is. Like, a guy can marry, like, hey, like Kim, like Kanye. You married Kim Kardashian, dog. You knew what you was getting into. What did you? She's the sex. You knew what she was getting. You know what she was getting into. You knew what you was getting into,
I don't know too
and you
much
went and did
about
that
that.
anyway. Everyone knows everything about Kim. Everyone knows the Ray J, the this, the that. Everyone knows, and you
don't.
still went in there and married her.
What
So
did she do? Because I don't.
you don't know what got Kim famous in the first
Well,
place.
didn't a sex tape get leaked and she got famous?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, literally everyone knows that.
Well,
literally.
yeah, everybody know that. I don't live under a rock.
So that's what I'm saying. So if she did that, and then she was with X person, and then they divorced, Chris Humphries or something, and she was with, what was it, Reggie Bush, and they didn't work out, whatever. She did a sex tape. She been with X and Y person, and they're not working out. And then you think, what? You're gonna be the 7th black millionaire that she's gonna come across after all of that shit, and what's gonna happen now? Do you not know the statistics on your second marriage? They say, like, number one, your first marriage, you know, God willing, has the best chance of all the marriages you're gonna have in your life, but still, it ain't even that high, bro. Your second marriage, dog, you better sign a prenup for your second marriage, though, because the odds of your second marriage working out.
Really? I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was like the first marriage, but the second time you do it, you're gonna more likely you do it right. But
Nah,
I guess I was told wrong.
like I said, like my friend be coming at me because he hates me with my statistics, but I'd be like, You look it up. I don't be. The problem is I've absorbed too much of this content, like of the guy that had died. Like these guys that do this content,
Mhm.
I don't watch them anymore. But when you do watch them, they often bring up studies, stats, so they're doing facts over feelings. They know that what they're saying hurts feelings. They
Mhm.
understand that, but they're saying it anyway because they have facts to back it up. You know what I mean? So they're like, I understand that this doesn't sound good, but this is the reality of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like women are on more antidepressants now than they've ever been that we've recorded. And you're going to tell me women are freer now than they've ever been. But are they as happy as they've ever been when they're on more antidepressants than ever? Like,
Mm. I think it has something to do with the beauty standard. And I also think the reason why women are on more antidepressants is because social media is just crazy.
it is a hard
And
hit to the emotional. It is.
it is. And I feel like because a lot of people are raising their kids, they're not even raising their kids. TikTok is raising their kids. YouTube is
The
raising
tablet
their kids.
generation, the tablet
The
generation, whatever.
tablet generation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you see online, that's the only reality that a lot of women and young girls get. And then you go to school and you have this idea of, oh, this is what I'm supposed to look like in real life, but that's not what I look like. So now I'm
Mm-hmm.
depressed. Oh, this girl, like, it was some girl that got over 13 million likes just by her face. And a lot of people were hating on the girl just because she was pretty. And it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know how to just be in real life. And COVID, like being in quarantine for about, was it 6 months? I don't know, but just the only access to life was
Internet
TikTok,
and
social
internet, and which
media.
wasn't healthy. Just
It wasn't healthy at all. So now people have this
I
idea
heard
of
alcoholism
living.
went up and drug use went
Yeah,
up and a whole bunch of domestic violence went up, divorce rates went up. Although the baby rate did go up a little bit too. A lot of people in the house, and but yeah, a lot of COVID babies, a lot of COVID babies,
yeah.
lock in babies.
And like because a lot of these parents is kids having kids. I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen so many different baby showers and pregnancy announcements. I've seen more of that than graduates.
Yeah,
I've
you
seen
know something else too. I always say in the black community,
mhm,
we've all been to more baby showers and weddings, and that needs to change.
more
We,
baby showers than weddings, more graduations than weddings, more court dates than
yeah, I
like
really wonder what the ratio of that is, like baby showers to weddings in the black community. I
when
really
you
wonder what
find
the
out, let me
ratio is.
know because I'm
I
curious
found I
too.
think it's something sad.
I
I think
think it
it's something
is too
sad.
because like people would celebrate somebody getting out of jail more than they would celebrate somebody getting their degree.
Yeah,
That's sad.
yeah, you're
And I've
right.
seen this like with my own two
You
eyes.
might be right about that. I bet getting out of jail parties might be. Wow, I never thought about that. I never thought about that.
I've seen it.
Graduation parties.
I've seen it. Like I have friends who literally their families did nothing for them graduating college. Nothing. But Ray Ray and Pookie got out of jail and it was like a whole shebang. I've seen posts about things like that. I've just seen it with my own eyes and that's sad. Like a lot of people and even people have even told me, "Oh, you think you stuck up? You think you the ish because this, that, and the third." But I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet because I know without God, I'm nothing.
Hmm.
And I stand on that. But a lot of people are intimidated by my success because I'm only 22, but yet I'm this successful.
Hmm.
But I'm this successful because of God and because of my hard work.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't want to work for
they
nothing.
don't want to work hard. That's
They
the
don't want to
thing. They
work
don't
for
want to work
nothing.
hard.
They just want to hand it to them. And it's like, I don't have mommy, daddy money, but I don't have that.
Yeah,
If I don't work, I don't eat. That's how I was raised.
yeah,
So I just feel like it's just real. It's really disappointing. Like fortunately enough, I have a family that supports and supports my degree. But a lot of people, especially first gen African American students, they don't have that,
yeah,
and that saddens me
yeah.
a lot.
They're not really giving that. Like I already feel like the regular educational system as the public school system doesn't properly prepare them for life after high school,
Mm-hmm.
and then the life at home, the homeschooling, the home training, as they say, is also failing to prepare them
Yep.
for the future life, because that person that is supposed to prepare them is ill prepared themselves for the motherfucking life that they did.
And let's
You know
be
what I mean? That's what
real.
they say, the blind leading the blind. That's when you say children having children. You know what
Yeah,
I
let's
mean?
be
Like,
real. A lot of people that get pregnant, they don't know nothing about pregnancy until they actually find out they pregnant. Until they actually go through that process. And
yeah,
it's like if we teach women, because I mean a man can't get pregnant, so we teach women about pregnancy, labor, postpartum depression, like all of these other things, then I feel like they will be more prepared for it.
yeah.
The other thing I feel like a lot of people need to teach men, if you don't want a kid, wrap it up. That whole pull out method, that don't always work.
It don't be
It,
working.
it don't
And
always
wrapping
work.
it up sounds nice, but I'm gonna tell
But
you the
that don't
truth.
always work
The
either.
truth on the street is that I don't know, ain't scared. Niggas is scared to just tell the truth. Listen, safe sex is unpopular these days. I'm gonna tell you the facts, all right? The fact is this: we have sex the first time, condom. Second time might be. Honestly, the second time probably nigga it ain't happening. You know what I mean? Like for real, like niggas is getting up in there for real, for real. But the thing is, listen, I was just tested like 3 weeks ago. I'm Gucci, you know what I'm saying? But the fact is, um, it's just not like I remember my bro told me, bro, what happens when you with a shorty and y'all about to get it on and you got the condom, bro. You whipped out the condom. And then she looks at you and says this. So you think I'm dirty or something? So now so now he like, dog, do I like
But
put it
and
on
this is
anyway? I be
and
like,
and this
nah,
is the
baby,
other
you
thing.
good, you good, you
This is the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up.
good.
A lot of sex ed is not really taught. And like a lot of people don't know about STDs until they catch one.
Yeah,
Like there's
I've been
such
good so far. My homie had to been put on the medication for like 6 weeks though to get cleared up. Not me, but my homie. He was telling me about it. It wasn't fair. He went to the bathroom one day and had some weird pains he never felt before, and then went to I ain't never had that deal with that before. But my body count is quite low, lower than any man that I've met these days, mostly,
But
unless he
even if you
18.
sleep with that one person, they got something, you got it. But I just think that sex ed isn't taught enough. And if it is taught, it's not taught etiquette.
The thing I love most about sex ed, the best thing I've ever seen, which I wish sometimes it would happen in real. It's not gonna happen in real, but there was this one scene
He
where
said not gonna happen.
they had sex unprotected and they're in the bed, and
Mhm,
for some reason this bed had like two doors on each side of the room, and the moment they had sex, right,
mhm.
out of one door came all the women that man ever had sex with,
Oh,
and out the other door came all the dudes that she ever had sex with. You know what I mean? And the thing was like, just so you know, now y'all all together. Like, cause he's like, cause the video was like every girl that he ever had, every dude, so cause y'all all
I
like
know
getting
what you're
so,
saying,
and
and
it's
that
true. But when
it
you see the
is
visual
true,
like that
but
come in
it's
the room,
just
it's like,
like,
damn. And you be like,
yeah,
how many niggas is walking to Jesus Christ? Hold on. And she's like, how many what's going on here? Like,
and
well, but
that's what
that's
I
what y'all just
tell
did. Just so you
people.
know, that's what y'all just did.
That's
For real.
exactly what I tell people. Like, when you have sex, it's not just about, oh, I'm just getting a nut off. Like, no, you got pregnancies, STDs. You got like you're literally taking everybody that he, she, or they slept with, and everybody you slept with,
Mhm.
put it together. Like it ain't
Yeah.
just you and him;
Yeah.
it's your combined.
Yeah.
So
That be the part that
no,
don't be thinking about, you know what I'm saying? And
I think a lot of people just don't think. Like in general, common sense is not common no more.
it's not. It's not.
It's so
It's a whole
sad.
lot of things that's not common that should be. You know what I mean? But yeah. With that being said, listen, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. You know
No
what I mean?
problem.
You did a
Thank you
really,
for
really,
having me.
really, really nice job. And hopefully I'll have you back here one day.
Of
You know what I mean? If
course.
you're over here when a panel be heard, another person with the podcast is gonna grow. It's gonna be great. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna see what's popping. But
Thank y'all for
thank you for
tuning
coming.
in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So as I always say, there's a lot of places your ears could be. Wait a minute. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Sorry, my bad, my bad, my bad. One more question. Two more. If you had to, how old are you again?
22.
Oh man, this doesn't work. This doesn't really work.
Yo, I'm 22 years old.
But I'll ask you anyway. If you had to give advice to your 20-year-old self, what would you
No,
tell?
that's because I ain't gonna lie. I'm a changed person. Like
Since you was 2019, well, so what'd you tell your 19, 20-year-old self?
my
Calm the fuck down. No,
my 20-year-old self, or like to other 20-year-olds out here, the advice that I would give myself is to keep going, keep pushing, keep believing in God, keep going even when you tired. Do it even if you're afraid. Do not let the word of man discourage you from doing the work of the kingdom. And I would tell myself, like, you just don't know the doors that's finna open. You don't know what God's finna do. So just keep it pushing. If you don't believe in God, keep pushing. Like don't stress, don't worry. And I know
Yeah.
that's easier said than done, but you got this. God got you. You got this. And you gonna get through it. Whatever you going through, you you gonna get through it.
That's great advice. That's great advice.
Thank you.
I wish you a very, very long life.
Thank you.
I hope one day you're like 85 years old, and 100 years old, and you're talking shit to somebody like, listen, I was on a podcast once back in the day talking my shit. You know what I mean? So if that should happen and you should decide to turn on this episode, what is a message you want to have for old Taylor?
I would say that you lived a long life. You did your thing. God gonna call you home one day, but you know where you going, and you touched a lot of lives at 22. So I can't even imagine how many lives I'm gonna touch by like 85, 86, etc. So I'm proud of you. I love you. You always go. You always keep it pushing, no matter what life throws at you. So I love you, girl. We came a long way.
Yes, absolutely.
Here we are.
That's great. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? The one thing I wanted to say that came into my head is that I didn't understand, like, as a kid, what it meant when she told you should fear God. I didn't know what that really meant. I was like, why would I want to fear God? What is that? I don't. Well, I should want to love God, not fear God, right? But as a grown man, here's how I interpret that right now, as a person who wants to fight evil, right?
Mhm.
When you're a millionaire and you know that there's things that you should say for the right of the people, you don't say them. Why? Out of fear. Who do you fear? You fear the enemy. You fear them coming up against you. You fear them more than you fear God will do to you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. That's why they tell you to fear God.
And to
You-
add on to that, the Bible says the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom and understanding.
Mm.
Where in the Bible that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you Google that, it's
Yeah.
gonna pop up.
Yeah,
So
that's how you feel, because people you fear your business going out. You feel how it'll affect your money. You feel, so who do you fear really? You don't fear what God will do to you if you stand on His principles. If you decide to back against His principles to serve the money God. That's why I said money and God. You can't serve two masters. You understand why they say that? You know what I mean? So fear God. Fear God more than you fear the enemies of evil and what they might do to you. Fear what God will do to you more than what you fear what'll happen to you for standing up for the right thing. Fear God more. That's what I have to say. You know what I mean? Yeah. And with that, like I say every podcast, there's a lot of places your ears could be. I'm honored they chose to be with me. When in doubt, use calm honesty to express your vision. And most of all, thanks for listening.